Watching Buffalo, it's a lot of a lot of familiarity with the team, but at the same time, it's a new team. They've made some changes in the off season, and you could see this team continue to grow. And the the general manager and the head coach have done a good job. Bean and McDermott have done a good job of putting the team together, and they're obviously playing well. They're very explosive team offensively. They're explosive in the kicking game. And defensively they are the same defense that Coach McDermott's had going back to Carolina and Buffalo. Fundamentally sound, aggressive, do a good job turning the ball over. They have a good variety of schemes that keep you off balance. So they're pretty solid all the way across the board, and I think they've added a couple free agents. Matakevich, Jones, obviously Diggs. That's helped their team, and along with some young players that continue to improve and develop. So back in the division. Looking forward to this week of preparation, and the opportunity to go up there to Buffalo and compete against the Bills on Sunday. So this will be a good week for us.
We'll open up for questions. Mike Reese is first, followed by Mark Daniels.
Bill, to build off what you had said about your explosiveness on offense, their coordinator, Brian Daboll, is someone you're obviously familiar with. How would you characterize the system that he's sort of installed there? Is it basically what you guys do here and he's just sort of adapted it to them, or are there sort of some nuances to it that are different that maybe he's pulled from other places?
Yeah, I think they run a system that's highlights the skills of their players and the personnel. They've been, over the last couple of years, they've been in a lot of different groupings. They've been a 21 team, they've been a 12 team. They've run some, two tights. They have a number of, 4 tight ends on their roster. So they can do a lot of different things. This year they've been more 11 and 10 personnel, but that could change at any time. They mix in no huddle with a slower tempo of no huddle. So they have I'd say they have a variety of schemes, and it's called style of play, and that could vary from week to week based on how they feel like they can attack you. So there's an element of game planning to it that they do a good job of.
I had one quick follow-up on a different topic, just on how much, if at all, have you noticed opponents attacking Stefan Gilmore this year, maybe more so than what we saw from last year?
Yeah, I don't know. I think you'd have to ask those teams what their game plan was and all that. But he's in single coverage a lot, and I mean the teams we played, they've thrown the ball to a lot of different people. So I don't know. I wouldn't say it's going to any one particular guy.
And how do you feel like he's just responded to being in single coverage and his play this year?
Great. Yeah, no, great. Steph works hard. He's always ready to go. We've changed up his what he does based on our game plan and who we're matched up against and the team we're playing that particular week. But he's a very flexible player that understands what we're trying to do and how it all fits together, and works hard to do his part in it.
Next question, Mark Daniels, followed by Chris Ryan.
Hey, Bill. So there's this report out there that the Patriots are essentially talking to other teams about trading Stefan Gilmore, and I just wanted to ask you if you anticipate having Steph on your roster past the trade deadline.
Yeah, I don't know anything about those.
Next question, Chris Ryan.
Hey,
Hey, Coach. You mentioned the Buffalo Bills have grown this year, and I'm curious in what specific areas do you think they have gotten better, and do you feel they are a better team than in previous seasons?
Well, I mean, offensively, they added a player, like Diggs. Last year they started the season, they had 9 new starters on offense, so they've got more continuity than they had last year when we played them in the first game, and they've added a significant player, with Diggs. They drafted Gabriel, drafted a receiver, drafted a running back, so made a couple changes on the offensive line, so they've added some players. I mean, Diggs is a good player. Let's start with that.
I want to ask you about Cam Newton as well. There's obviously such a focus on limiting turnovers, and Cam was talking about that as well. And do you feel that perhaps he has been overthinking things in trying not to commit turnovers? And how do you address something like that from a mental perspective with a player?
Well, I hope everybody that has the ball is thinking about not committing a turnover, whether that's the center, the punter, the quarterback, a receiver, a running back, a tight end, anybody else that touches the ball. So that's our number one thing, is to have ball security. So I hope everybody is thinking about that.
Next question, Mike Reese, followed by Doug Tye.
Bill, how significant do you view this game relative to the competition in the division this year?
Every game in this league is a big game. We only got 16 of them, so they're all important. Division games, we know, are more important. So, yeah.
Next question, Doug Tye.
Hey, Bill, I wanted to ask you about Jason McCourty. When he came to the Patriots, he was primarily an outside cornerback. Now he's been playing along the slot at safety, about as much as cornerback. So what's allowed him to increase his versatility since coming here?
Yeah, well, Jason's a smart player. He's got a good skill set. He's played inside plenty. He's played outside, and there have been some situations where we played him at safety. So, but he's got a lot of experience. He's smart. He understands multiple responsibilities. He practices them. Gives our team good depth, and I think he's comfortable with them.
I also wanted to ask, we saw him kind of going through plays with the rest of the cornerbacks on the tablet on the sideline. How common has that been during the course of your coaching career to have a player go through those plays? Obviously, it wasn't always on a tablet, but doing that rather than coaches on the sideline.
It's been very common. I think it's always been that way.
Okay.
At least on the teams I've been with. So.
Next question, Megan O'Brien, followed by Phil Perry.
Oh, hey, Bill, a lot's been made of Josh Allen and his improvements this season. When you watch him on tape, what improvements have stood out to you?
I think he's done does a better job of going to his second, third reads. Not as quick to pull the ball down and run, although he will do that, and he has a good feel of when to stay in the pocket and go to a second and third read, and if things open up, when to take off and take advantage of it. But I think he's less apt to just start running around, and more patient, more confident to stay in the pocket and go to the second guy, go to the third guy, come back to the check down. Then, like any quarterback who's gained 2 or 3 years of experience, that's just a common progression, and he's done a good job of that. Well, say that's probably the biggest thing, is just his overall execution of the passing game, and seeing the field and using all the players that are involved in the pattern. If the guy he's looking at's open based on the coverage, and he gives it to him, but sometimes the defense takes that away, then he's been able to get the ball to other players and still have positive yards on the play. So that's a good thing for a quarterback to do.
Looks like the last question will be Bill Perry. Go ahead, Bill.
Bill, how has that patience that you just described from Allen maybe made him, even if he's not scrambling maybe as much, has it made him any more dangerous as a scrambler? Is he scrambling at more opportune times because he's kind of picking his spots as far as that goes? And then when he does do that, how difficult a guy is he to tackle?
Yeah, he's a hard guy to tackle. It's like tackling a running back. Yeah, again, when a quarterback scrambles, it's not a called play. It's something that they react to based on a series of things that have happened on that play. Called running plays, which there are some of those too, quarterback sweeps, quarterback draws, things like that. That's a different story, and those plays are really based on the play caller and sometimes the look, depending on how the plays are set up. But scrambles are an instinctive reaction play that a quarterback makes, and I don't think they're scripted like, oh, we're going to scramble, at this time or at that time. I think the intent's to throw the ball based on and read the pattern and throw the ball based on the coverage. But sometimes if that gets taken away or the protection breaks down or the guy flashes in the quarterback's face or whatever, then that changes the way the play plays out. So it's more of an instinctive thing. I don't think it's a situational thing.
I was just kind of getting at if he's better at finding those check down guys. If maybe maybe he was putting himself in some inopportune sort of situations before, if he wasn't doing that as well, and so now maybe he's identifying those good opportunities to run a little bit more.
That's probably fair. Yeah. Instead of pulling the ball down and running because the first read's not there, then stay there, go to the second read, go to the third read, and unless you have to bail based on time or the protection issue, then stay in there and follow your progression. At that point, if the progression's up and there's nowhere to throw it, then you either throw it away or take a look at the rush and see if there's an opportunity to buy more time or run if the rush is displaced. So yeah, I think he's done a good job of all those, and it's certainly shown improvement on it from definitely from his rookie year, but I think it's a gradual thing. You can see it from last year too.
Thanks, Bill.
Thanks, everyone.
We're changing the way we run with contactless ordering, drive-thrus, curbside pickup, and delivery. So you can still get your favorites, and the only thing you have to touch is your phone. Order on the Dunkin' app. America runs on Dunkin'.
In New England, we are resilient. It takes hard work to earn respect. Sometimes it takes decades. And it always takes someone being on your side.
For over 60 years, this team has transformed itself into a championship organization. For over 160 years, our team has demonstrated a similar mentality. There are no days off. Our front lines are fortified by people who sacrifice individuality for the team. Our shelves are also stocked with the best quality products and ingredients. Our team members know their roles. We're proud to do our jobs. Shaw's, the official supermarket of the 6-time champion New England Patriots.
My Caleb sofa and love seat. With Bob's discount, you get both pieces for just $7.99.
$7.99? Are you joking?
Do I look like I'm joking?
Yes, you look like you're joking.
I'm serious.
Cool.
Get Bob's discount!
We're changing the way we run with contactless ordering, drive-thrus, curbside pickup, and delivery, so you can